74 East. Welcome to the 74 East Show. This is your host, J-Boro.
And your other host, Michael Petey Powell. We have a co-host today coming in, my big cousin, Gore. It's going to be a live show. We got Gore in the house, man.
Appreciate you for coming. Guys, we got a special treat for you today. One of Columbus County's own 74 East, to the heart, to the core. Phenomenal young gentleman, incredible actor, one of the only actors I know from back home. Just to give you a list of things he's done. He's done the movie Harriet. He's done The Good Lord's Bird, Eleanor's Bench, Swagger, and just a small list, right? He's an incredibly humble guy, but in 2018, Supporting Actor of the Year, Feature Highlight Awards, 2018, Male Model of the Year, all right? Feature Highlight Awards, 2022, 16th Annual Queen City Awards, Actor of the Year. This right here on 74 East. In 2022, Actor of the Year, the Bosses and Bossettas Platinum Awards, many more films, guys, many more leading roles. Columbus County's own, 74 East on.
Hallsboro's on.
Hallsboro's on. Mr. Joshua Shipman.
What's going on? Good to be here, fellas. Good to be here, man.
Definitely good to be here.
Yes, sir.
Josh, we appreciate you for coming. We really do. Let's go ahead and get into it, man. Like, let's do it. What's going on? How was it growing up on 74 East? How was it growing up in Hallsboro? Tell us a little bit about that. We're gonna go straight to it.
Man, coming from a big family, 6 girls, 3 boys, my parents, they didn't have everything, but they had enough. You know what I mean? We pretty much kept each other occupied, man. I mean, my parents, they probably didn't even really have to do much. You know what I mean?
Right.
I had bigger brothers and sisters. We pretty much looked after each other. We were outside, man. There was no, we had video games and stuff back in the day, but we were outside every single day.
Right.
There was no sitting in front of the TV and anything like that. So that's really where a lot of my imagination came from.
Okay.
A lot of my imagination came from just me and my siblings being outside and just envisioning worlds outside of ours. You know what I mean? Just living in the country, being able to run around outside and in the grass with your no shoes on, running outside in ditches, man, playing in the water. Like, man, I had an amazing childhood. I could say that, you know what I mean?
Right.
That influenced my imagination, and it kind of influenced me to want to be in the movie industry or as an actor.
Now, when you say it influenced you to want to be an actor, when did it really hit? Like, at what age were you? Around what era was it that it really just punched you in your stomach that, okay, cool, I'm going to pursue acting?
Man, in all honesty, I would say I had to be like around 10 years old.
Wow.
Where it really stemmed from was my father. Back in the day, Blockbuster. We had Blockbuster back in the day.
Right.
Back in the day, my dad would get movies. He would rent at least 2 to 3 movies every Thursday, and we'd have a family night. And family would sit down, we watch movies, we eat popcorn. That's what type of family we were. Just seeing behind the scenes on certain movies, that intrigued me and that piqued my interest so much. I'm sitting there and my eyes are glued on the TV, and I'm like, God, no, like, I know those people are living the best lives. Like just to see how they have all this stuff behind the scenes. They got people in these little entrapments, and they got, the strings pulling them back and all this stuff and all this crazy stuff. And then my mind was just blown, because I'm like, if they can do it, why can't I do it? And that's where it really sparked my interest. And that's where I would tell them, I would run around, man. We'd be outside. I got the ladder, jumping off the ladder, doing stunts. This is real, true. This is a real story.
Right.
Any one of my siblings can back this up. Man, you know the movie Twister, right?
Right.
Dude, I love that movie so much. We were outside. There was a storm outside. Dude, I had the ladder outside, wind blowing and everything. I'm jumping off the ladder like I'm in the movie Twister. I'm dead serious. And we're doing this outside. I'm outside in the yard, man. And I know for the average person would be like, there's something wrong with that kid.
Nice. Was storm chasing.
Yeah, I was storm chasing. I was in it. That's where movies put my train of thought. It put me in the mindset like I'm already there. When I'm outside and we're in, we're playing house, we're playing store, we're making up all these different worlds, even with little toys. Right. We were doing that back in the day before it was known to be a millionaire off of YouTube.
There you go.
We were doing that back in the day. We were playing with toys, talking amongst each other, riding toys around, right? Toys were having full-blown funerals, man.
Man, if video phones was out back then, man, they'd be rich, bro.
They were rich back then.
I got a question for you, man. I know you from Roseboro, small town. A lot of great people come from that town. Definitely, a lot of great people. Definitely. But to say an actor to come from that small town, when did you decide, I'm skipping over a little bit, to decide to go to school to actually train and take up actor? About what age? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going past the 10-year-old to play in the
Right.
that with stuff.
Right.
When did you actually decide that I'm going to go to school for this art? And I'm knowing that in our schools back then, we didn't have the arts like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Be actually trained for an actor. So what age or grades, should I say, did you decide that that's what you wanted to go to school for?
As soon as I got into ninth grade, my ninth grade year, I was shy. I was new to the high school world, so I was kind of in my bubble. But 10th grade year, tried out for my first theater play, which was Once Upon a Mattress. It was a spinoff of Princess and the Pea.
Right.
So got it. Shout out to Jamie Falk. He gave me my first shot.
I went to Osborne High School. Right. So East Columbus was the newer school. So you guys did actually have.
Oh yeah, we had Thickerer. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Jamie Falk. So Jamie Falk was the music and the theater professor or teacher around that time. So Jamie Falk, he was known to put on theater plays and stuff like that. Because in the county, they used to have it to where each school would put on a play. And you could go to different schools, see different plays and stuff like that. And it would all be around the same time. And then they'd have like the theater awards for it and everything.
Oh wow.
So my first play in high school, I tried out and he was just like where have you been all this time? And me, I was shy. I was in my bubble. I mean, I talked amongst people that I knew. Yeah, he was just like, about time. And then, so I booked it. Crazy thing was my sister ended up playing opposite of me. My sister was one of the leads, my sister Tanika. Bro, like, this play was so big, it ended up in the papers and everything. The play was nice. So I played a wizard, but I also played the wizard who turned into a bird. He turned into this huge parrot. My sister turned me, that was one of the gags in this whole play. My sister turns me into a parrot. Long story short, I ended up winning a special cameo as the bird, even though I was already the wizard. Very, very first play. Okay. It was something about getting into a character that it lit me up. And once I became that character, I stayed that character throughout whatever scene. So that's where I got introduced to it. And then I just kept going because I was like, dang, okay, this is my chance. I've always dreamed of this type of stuff as a little kid. Okay, it's not TV yet, but I knew I had to start somewhere. So I started on the stage, and I went from there from high school to a community college, which they didn't really have much. We did like little skits here and there. Then I ended up going to UNC Pembroke, which is university.
Shout out UNC.
Shout out to the UNCP Braves.
Dope school.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Slept on, but we got a lot of big timers who come out of UNCP,
Right.
including myself. But so, UNCP had GPAC, Givens Performing Arts Center. My first play there was The Crucible. I played John Proctor. 5-day stretch, man. People absolutely loved it. I think we had over 600 people come out over a span of 5 days.
Good stuff.
Absolutely amazing play, man. I mean, the crowd loved it. We had standing ovations almost after every show. I had people come up to me after the end of the play and were like, look, I hope you really take this serious because you have something. It's like, you got something special, and I really hope you stick with it. Hearing stuff like that, man, and just knowing where I'm from,
Right.
small town of Roseboro. Also, and I don't know if I want to like kind of curtail the conversation, but also using the negativity that comes from a small town.
Cool.
And how people basically, they'll look down on your dream. They don't really see this stuff as a living.
Right.
They see it as a hobby. You know what I'm saying? So most people who I told, hey, this is what I'm gonna do. I spoke this. I didn't even know what speaking dreams into existence was. Just speaking things into existence, man. I had no idea what that was, but I would always tell my sisters. The whole family was talented, by the way. Let's just back it up a little bit. Fools, the family talented. We're singers. We got singers, man. We have visual artists, man. We have, man, dude, we probably had doctors in our family, man. My father was super intelligent, man. Yes. Man, I have strangers who would come up to me in the grocery store and tell me how great of a man my father was.
Right.
Didn't even know these, and it's like, you like you a Shipman. Who your parents? As soon as I told them who my dad and my mom was, like, man, you don't understand. Your dad changed my life. Your dad did this. And my dad never bragged about a single thing.
That's amazing. The people come and tell you about your family. I remember, your family. Like I said, Roseboro is a small town. And I remember we had a bus route, and your brother was maybe a grade or two up under me. You know what I'm saying, Byron. I remember you guys, y'all were small, you know what I'm saying, and getting on the bus and things of this nature. And so Byron always protected his younger siblings. Always. But I never figured that one of them would be an actor. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Coming out of town, Roseboro. Yeah. So when I first ran into Josh, it was at one of my establishments, and him and my brother, my younger brother, best friends. Yeah. And that's how small world is. You know what I'm saying? That Marquis, give a shout out to Marquis.
Shout out to Marquis.
That's right. Yeah, that's one of his partners, man. That's right. Over the course of years, me and Josh has always stayed in contact with each other. Right. And it's intriguing to know that he has become who he is. And always a good guy. Lessons for his father. That's right. Outstanding character, outstanding guy. You know what I'm saying? So we want to give you your flowers today, man. You just want to get loud and speak about a lot of the things that go on in the industry, and you can enlighten us. That's why you're here, for us to give you your flowers, and also for you to give us some enlightenment and learning.
While you was at UNCP and you're doing what was your GPA?
I made my best grades in college, man. I was on a dean's list. Okay. My GPA I want to say my GPA when I graduated, I want to say it was probably like a 3.7 or something. That's crazy. That's like an 8.7. It could have been closer to a 3.8, but I don't want to exaggerate.
Good.
Yeah, it was definitely like a 3.7, man. I don't know, man. College, I was just more focused. I was very focused. I was more into the work. And I think it was because I was probably older than most of those kids there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everybody was younger than me because
his job would do.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like a lot of the kids were younger than me because after high school, I went to a community college. I didn't
Southeastern, right?
Yeah, I went to Southeastern Community College.
Big shout out to Southeastern.
Big shout out to Southeastern Community College. Major stepping stone, Columbus County, major stepping stone in my journey. Met some great professors there, great people too. Oh yeah. So what happened was, instead of me just going to get my 30 credit hours like I planned to, somebody kind of put a bug in me and it was like, well, if you just get your 30 credit hours, there's a chance that most of your stuff won't transfer. So me being an overachiever that I was back then as well, I just went and got my associates, and my associates in arts. And after that, I just went to Pembroke. So I was older than a lot of the kids.
I got you.
Because I took a little bit more schooling beforehand. So
UNCP, so everybody knows, so they got a football team, right?
Yeah.
And they got a basketball team, the sports, Josh, right? They always get all the play. How was it on the acting side? So on the acting side, was them girls, right? Was they on? Like, was they on you like that?
I'm letting you know right now, if you thought sports got you girls,
that's what
this my age.
Right.
Where everybody got to sit there and watch you. just like they do the football games and stuff. Oh,
To be or to not to be.
especially if you were good. If you were good, the girl, they had that vision. They had that Raven Simone
There you go.
vision. They immediately saw you becoming something bigger than what you were, especially if you were good on the stage. You know what I mean? So that's what Rock as well.
Let's go.
Right.
To envision that. You know what I'm saying? Right. And I can relate.
Did it get in the way? Was there ever a time, because 3.75, they ain't nothing to shake a stick at. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Was there ever a time between remembering lines, acting, getting in the character, all that good stuff, maintaining that 3.75, that them girls got in the way of really, devoting yourself to the discipline?
What the brother said one time, he said earlier that it was written.
Yeah.
And when it's written,
Right.
sometimes you will have a hiccup. But when it's written, you got to always get back to the script. That's okay to move off it for a hot minute.
Yeah.
And anything you do.
Yeah.
But when it's written, and you got to get back on the script. You can't let that knock you off.
Exactly.
When you acting, like, when I play ball, I want to be like MJ.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. And, when you're doing certain other things, you have people you try to emulate. So when you acting in that field, who's your favorite actor? Whose craft were you trying to emulate? You understand what I'm saying? Like Denzel, was it, who was it? Was it Michael J. Fox? Who was it, man?
So it's funny that you asked that, man. And I kid you not, no exaggeration. Almost anybody who I knew who watched my work would call me the baby Denzel. Kid you not. Everybody would say, man, that's baby Denzel right there. That's baby Denzel. Or that's Denzel the East. Or, you know what I'm saying? That's Denzel right there. And then Denzel just happens to be my favorite actor.
Okay.
Correct. Hands down.
Right.
Like, of course, we got the Will Smiths, and we got the who else, man? The Samuel Jacksons. We got Lawrence Fishburne's. We got, of course, shout out to all them guys, man, all the pioneers of the black actors. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
All the way back to the Portier, Sidney Portier, and all the way back to them. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
James Earl Jones, man, also a lot of our pioneers this year too.
Exactly.
Came to the academy, the arts or whatever.
Yeah.
And we lost a lot of them. So I want to give a shout out to them. Definitely speaker. I'll see this show, and hopefully you will, because we plan on growing and growing. And it's right. One day we want to get one of you guys on here.
That's right. Yeah. But so yeah, man, that's who and honestly, that's who I pull from a lot when I'm doing my projects, like movies and stuff that I'm working on now. If there's an area where I can pull from anybody, because that's what we do. We, in this industry, we recycle. And I mean, of course, man, why not pull from an A-lister who's been doing this mess since I first opened my eyes, basically. You know what I'm saying? This dude knows acting like the back of his hands. He's not acting. He's being the craft. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of this man that sells so crazy in this industry. And I mean, he's a one-on-one, man. And I mean, yeah, there's a lot more other male black actors, but this dude Denzel, I mean, man, he gonna be like Brett Favre. You gonna have to pull him off.
I heard it said, this Black Panther movie is supposed to be on?
Yeah, man, I don't think so. You gonna have to roll him off the set.
I read somewhere he actually said that he gonna retire, but he had like 6 or 7 different movies.
Yeah,
he was gonna do before he retired. Well, a question. Look, so Denzel was your guy that you emanate. So if could you have one question? You think you would have excelled quicker had you had a mentor like Denzel or someone like that?
Oh yeah, I will been. That's 10 steps ahead right now. Depending on what part of my life he come in, though. You know what I'm saying? Like if he was in my life as early on, especially because I found my way into acting. Like nobody around me knew what acting was. Like especially family wise and the neighborhood and stuff like that where I grew up. Nobody even thought that this stuff was possible. So I literally found my way into where I am now.
Okay.
So having somebody like that, oh man, I would have been on a straight path for a gate.
Oh man.
So do you find yourself falling into a mentor role to other young men? And
Oh, yeah. Right.
and if we got somebody out there that's trying
Right.
to get into it, do you have something set up where you can mentor them, where they can they can get some guidance on how and what to do?
I'm glad you asked. As a matter of fact, I do. During the pandemic, 2020, probably like the beginning of the pandemic, when everything is shut down, everybody's just sitting. Everybody's just sitting and sitting and sitting. And I would always, I had a couple acting coaches. Shout out to Carl Kennedy. Carl would always tell me, he's like, man, why are you not either coaching or mentoring someone right now? Because like he's like, dude, evidently you're doing something right, and you're doing something right where people know who you are. He's like, you need to either be a teacher or you need to be a mentor to somebody. So took it in my own hands, and during the pandemic, I started my LLC, which is From Local to Global Consulting LLC.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bless it.
Yeah, I've been saying that.
Yeah.
Local.
From local to global. That's my slogan, man. And where they came from, I look back on Facebook. I had no idea I was using this slogan since like 7-8 years ago.
Yeah.
I had no idea I was doing that.
Right.
So, which is it's an open slogan, you know what I'm saying? I don't even know where I got it from, but the mindset behind that is, I come from a small local town. It's called Roseboro. It's fitting. And
Right.
when you Google me,
Mm-hmm.
that just kind of concludes that sentence right there.
Bro, it's
Yeah.
it's real big.
Yeah.
It's super.
My mindset is global, man, and that's where I'm going. That's where I've been going for the past 10 years, man.
And this is giving you real hours because we know this, man.
Yeah.
You're inspiration
Appreciate you.
to guys like myself. You're an inspiration to younger folks, and that's why we doing what we trying to do right now.
Yes, sir.
To bring positivity in an area sometimes it seems like there's no positivity. Fact.
Yep.
So let me ask you a question.
Sure.
So for young kid out there right now that wasn't in a position like you, didn't have the family, didn't come from a small town, or maybe have, where do they start if they find they want to be an actor?
Oh, yes.
Where would you suggest they start? A teenager.
First, and I'm gonna take this a little deep. I'm gonna go a little deep with this question. First, we have to start with answering this single question: why? Why do you want to be in this industry? Because I'm telling you right now, if I had it any other way, yeah, I probably would have worked a regular 9-to-5 job. Not that anything's wrong with regular 9-to-5 jobs, but I just learned earlier on in my life that I was given this gift. So you have to ask yourself, why do you truly want to be an actor? If your answer is because of the fame and whatever, I guarantee you have better luck working a regular job. But if you do want to get into it, I would say make a plan. It's like any other business.
Right.
It's like any other business. Write down your plan, write down your goals. What are you really trying to accomplish in this industry? Where you actually physically start at. If you don't have any experience, you look up theaters around you, any kind of theater around you, or just anyone who's doing anything in acting, whether it's plays, whether it's short films, whether it's skits, because that's what they're doing now. People do what they call vertical production.
Right.
People just using their iPhones and they're making whole shows right now.
Gazillions.
Country lanes and
Right. Yeah.
Would you call that, like if I was in playing ball, was it repetition, shooting jump shots, layups, or whatever?
Right.
Do you have training? Could you enlighten us on your training techniques, what you go through to get to where you're at, to know your roles? Is there any specific thing that you do to train for a specific role?
Oh yeah. So when you're starting out with like the basics and stuff of acting, I mean, you have Sanford Meisner.
Okay.
You have Adler. I hope I'm saying it right. Adler. You have Staniscout. I can't even say it.
One of them big names.
Staniscout or something like that. You have one of those names. Man, you have so many different techniques, man, and everything that, from just learning the basics of acting all the way up. So learning behavior, learning the human nature. One way you can definitely learn how to act in a natural sort of way is people watching. I know that sounds weird, but just kind of watching people on a day-to-day basis, how people react, how people talk to each other, how people, even how people act, socialize with each other, how to, anything like that. But of course, you got classes, you got your classes, you got webinars, you have workshops, you have theater, you have so many different things that you can get into that will teach you the basics of acting all the way to the advanced level.
What type of roles have you been playing lately? I mean, what's the latest movie or commercial, whatever you've been in, voiceover? Because I know you do it all. But what's your last project that you've done?
So my last project, other than commercials, most of the time when I do commercials, man, because commercials are more lifestyle. So I get more of the young father, the young husband. I get more of those roles, especially if it's like a lifestyle commercial. There was a spot I just did in Orlando, Florida, where I played a father to a young bride. So I get more of those roles in lifestyle commercials. But as far as movies, it could range, man. It could range from the crazy, controlling pastor to the funny Jamaican guy, to the cop, to the lawyer. My latest one was a Jamaican, which that was a stretch for me because I've never done a different dialect until that time. So there was a good challenge for me because the director, he was like, all right, I got this role for you. And then like a couple of days later, he was like, all right, I want this character to do Jamaican. And like, he'll do that with no problem because he knows me. Shout out to Nakia T. Hamilton. I've done close to 10 movies with this guy. Wow. Close to 10 movies, mostly lead roles. And when you build that trust with somebody, it's just beautiful. Yeah. When you build that trust with a filmmaker, he already knows what you can do. So he was just like, hey, I need this character to be Jamaican. So I did my homework. Then turned it away. I turned it on, and the rest was history, man. Oh, and the name of the movie is Period, with the T on the end. Stars Robert Rashad. Hoops is in it. I think her name is Hattie from the Tyler Perry Productions, the older lady.
Yes.
Right. She's in. Oh, you can find this on Tubi. You can find it on Amazon Prime. You can find it's probably gonna be on Peacock soon, but it's on several streaming apps. And again, it's Period with the T at the end.
Man, I need everybody to understand. This man right from 74, he from Hallsboro.
Right.
When you're coming up, and me and Petey, we call it being on the island.
Right.
And being on the island ain't no bad thing. It's being around the environment that you know.
Right.
Right? When you got to stretch your arms out to be something that you have to be the archetype of.
Right.
There's no actors in Columbus County that I know of. There's new.
I acted a few times to Columbus County.
So there's no actors in Columbus County. There's no big brother for you to lean on and say, look, what do I need to do? You're the beginning in mastering your craft and being a good steward of your discipline. Those 5 o'clock in the morning waking up, studying your lines, studying your characters, actually embedding yourself into that. I've seen method actors, and we can talk about that. That's something so different. Gain 40 pounds and, embed themselves in actually being what that is. No one that I've ever known from Columbus County has actually delved into that, like when there's nobody to lean on, when there's nobody to really understand what it is that you do, and you have this vision that you're reaching for and you're grabbing for. What does that motivation come through to keep pushing towards what it is that you want without seeing anything that closely resembles that around you?
Oh, love this question. Well, definitely on an island. I can definitely tell you that. Definitely not around people who I can actually look up to as far as in the industry,
Right.
anybody in the industry. Man, what basically keeps me motivated is, man, just knowing where I started at.
Yeah. Wow.
Where I started and where I am now. It's still surreal to me, man, that I'm in one of the biggest historical films that are going to be prevalent every single year.
Yeah.
This movie was on Netflix. This movie was on, and like Drake said, it may not mean nothing to y'all, but understand nothing was done for me.
Yeah.
So nobody gave me a handout.
Right.
Nobody put me in acting classes. Nobody did any of that. So to see how I get all this stuff by myself, man, it's still surreal to me. Of course, I had people along the way who cheered me on,
Of course.
including my family.
Yeah. Right.
Cheered me on all the way. But just basically putting the battery in my own back, really.
Yeah.
And that is what kept me going to this day, man. It's just seeing like, I dreamed of this stuff, man. This is a dream that I didn't wake up one day and was like, I'm gonna be an actor. I dreamed of this stuff from my son's age. And I said, this is what I'm gonna do for the rest of my life. And I'm gonna get bigger and bigger and bigger. When I tell you, if people don't believe in manifestations, and that's the word I was trying to find earlier.
That's a word. Yeah.
If people don't believe in manifestations, man, I can't make this up. I would be at a regular job speaking this to myself.
Yeah.
I'm going to be one of the biggest actors that ever come out of any small town. I'm going to be a star of major films, TV shows, commercials.
Yeah.
I'm going to book major SAG commercials, major union stuff. Weeks later, I'm doing all of that.
You got a extensive portfolio.
Yes.
You did there.
You do anything you can think of.
When I saw you for the first time on the big screen, not knowing that was you.
Right.
I was in Denver, Colorado. And actually, let's be more specific. I was in Aurora,
Oh man.
Colorado. Me and my homeboy Dre, my homegirl Chrissy, big shouts out to y'all. We went to this restaurant, Gourmet's soul food joint out in Colorado. We had just left TD Jakes' daughter church. It was one of them situations, like it was, this for us, by us. Bro, forgive me if I'm doing something wrong through YouTube, right?
Right.
But it was one of those, because it ain't a whole lot of us in Denver.
Yeah.
But when I went to see Harriet, that was one of those things that we said on Monday, Sunday, this what we doing.
Right.
I didn't know that was you saying, these are the directions up the block, wherever, chill out,
You belong here.
you belong here.
Yeah. I gave her the directions. Basically, I was her first welcome to the new world.
Yeah.
Other than her asking how to get to, I think she had one person before me, I think. But or that might have been after she met me.
Yeah.
But once she crossed that field, man, and she came walking down that street, I was her first person to contact.
So who was your first contact into the acting world to say you belong here?
Oh man, that's a question.
What made you feel, who was the person who made you feel comfortable, who made you feel like, young man, you did the work. This is yours.
You say what?
Felt like you arrived.
You know what?
Yeah.
My college theater professor, Holden Hanson. Holden Hanson, and I always shout out to Holden Hanson. I always shout him out because Holden Hanson was the first person who saw me and was like, "Man, you got something." He was like, "I want to actually introduce you to my agent." Because Holden Hanson was also an actor.
Oh, wow.
Did a lot of great stuff.
Yes.
But he didn't like the whole idea of, them wanting him to be union and stuff like that, and being in North Carolina. So he has a family and all these other, responsibilities. So he just and he's also a professor. So he was like, I want to introduce you to. Nah, we never got around to that, just to be clear. But Holden was the first person to actually make me believe that, dude, you got something, man. Right. You really need to pursue this stuff, like seriously. Right. And which I already was, but just having somebody tell me that and to see that, even after I graduated, I did a play for Holden Hanson, Huck and Finn, the Huckleberry Finn story. I played Jim. I played Jim. That's the how many days? 3 days. I think 3 days. Right. We were at a community theater out in Roanoke, out on Outer Banks, man. Loved it. Kids loved it. The families loved it. We blew it off the roof, man. Yeah. Right. That was theater. That was a stage. And even still, we were at dinner. And he was like, I want to introduce you to my agent. He's like, I want you to be in contact with somebody who's going to help further your career. And now I know he's looking at me like, I told you. Yeah. I know he's looking back and tell, I told you. I told y'all he was going to do this.
So yeah, what was everybody want to make somebody proud. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like me, I want to make my grandmother proud. Oh yeah. How she raised me, my mother proud. Yeah. It's certain individuals in your life that you always want to be happy with you. Yeah. You don't want to disappoint. Facts. So who was it or who is it still to this day that you are so happy that you made proud, man?
Hands down, my parents, man. Even though my father's passed, may he rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Father.
My dad always, anything that I did, man, my dad just had he just had that sparkle in his eye, man. Every time I achieved something, every time. And I remember my dad, I graduated high school, man, and my dad gave me that card. Man, I opened that thing up and all them hundreds fell out. Yeah.
And they only had them in but it wasn't the money. It wasn't the money.
Right.
It was what he wrote. And he wrote, your hand will never go unnoticed. Wow, that's deep. That's deep.
And when he wrote that, man, I remember that to this day. Plain as day. I remember looking in the car and everything. Your hand will never go unnoticed.
I remember the pop, smile on his face.
Always, man. Always had a smile.
So then let me ask you another question. Race, along with being from a small town, what role has it played?
In all honesty, man, from what I'm currently being told, and from what I'm experiencing, it's an open field for us, man.
74 East.
It's an open field. Like my type,
yes,
young, 37, but 5'9", African American, short hair. I'm not bad looking. So, from what I've been told, dude, the industry is your oyster right now.
So for the young man or woman out there, they're always thinking race is what's going to hold up. That this is a field that they can thrive in.
Oh yeah,
there's no excuse.
No, it's no excuse, man. We're actually being sought after in this industry right now, man, because we are, and now they're making it so where our stories are being told more often now. From our perspective, we got the Issa Raes, man. We have the Shonda Rhimes, man. We have the Ryan Cooglers. We have the Spike Lee's going in the 50 Cent. Yeah, we got 50 Cent. We got 50 Cent, man. This dude, Fifth. Shout out to Fifth, definitely. We will work together. Trust me. I had a couple of, man. I had like 4 auditions for BMF. But they just could never place me in that world.
That happened, with ties we might do. Oh yeah, and it's time. Yeah, no doubt.
Fifth is just a
small world. It's a spread word. We might be able to make that happen.
We gotta make that happen. It's gotta happen. It's gonna happen. I tell y'all, it's gonna happen. Watch this.
I'm not speaking to you as Joshua Shipman. I respect you as Joshua Shipman. Know you as Joshua Shipman. Know your family. When I look at you, every time I look at you, and I told you this earlier, on a hen dog. You make me nervous.
Right. Right. You did say that. I
In
didn't
a-
understand it, but
In a beautiful way.
right.
When I think about the passion that I have for the things that I do, when I think about the passion that you have, this fervor you have for
Right.
this thing that you're in called acting, which is so complex.
Oh yeah. So
When I think about that, I'm not talking to Joshua. I'm talking to Joshua Shipman, the Academy Award recipient.
let's go.
And I'm not just saying that. I'm not just speaking that into your soul. When I look at you, bro, it's this feeling I get, and I don't get that feeling about many people, and I've been around them all. The it fact is what they used to say.
Right.
It makes me nervous because I feel so much weight on my shoulders, not just for me, but for everybody around me, to make sure that you're nurtured into what it is that God wants you to be.
Sure.
Right? And it's beautiful because y'all got so many people that look up to you guys.
Yeah.
That you don't even know
Fast.
who look up to you guys.
Sure.
My thing to you is, speaking to the Academy Award recipient, the whatever awards are out there, right? What's your legacy? When it comes time for it to be time, for you to feel like you've not really plateaued, but you're at a point to where you've done this beautiful thing, right? Like, what's your message to everybody you feel like is just like you 10 years before now when you first started out on your journey?
So my message to anyone, my age, your age, anyone who's ever had a dream,
Right.
water your dream.
Yeah.
Take that dream, put that dream in the soil. Water your dream, man, and protect that dream
Yeah.
with everything you have, because so many people are going to doubt you. So many people are going to tell you what you can't do.
Hey, be real. So many people are going to block what you do.
I was going to ask the same question. I was going to ask him that if you could if you could have a conversation with you 10 years
Oh yeah.
ago, what would you tell you about
Yeah.
10 years in the future?
Dude, when it comes to you being tough skin, I always say,
Definitely.
you got to have elephant rhinoceros skin.
Wow.
Not only in this world, but especially when you're trying to achieve something that's southful. Elephant rhinoceros skin. You've got to have that, man. Because
You got to have it, man.
man, if you care what people think about you the slightest bit, they will use that and they will eat you alive.
Yeah, support gonna fall on the hate gonna come. You're gonna have your naysayers. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have, oh, this boy ain't this, he ain't that. Come from this family. He come from a small town. You know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
you're gonna have all that negativity, man.
Yep.
So you gotta keep pushing.
Oh, and you think it's negativity when you start out. Just imagine where it wasn't the negativity when you actually start succeeding in it. When you go beyond everyone else's projections.
Right.
Just imagine how much resentment you're gonna feel from that. When your name, when your name is being brought up by strangers everywhere they go, when your face is on billboards, or your face is on every TV channel they turn to almost. Imagine what the people who are saying you never gonna make it, imagine how they feel when they have to look at you every day. When you were one of the biggest shows in the world, when you were one of the biggest commercials in the world, when you were one of the biggest movies in the world, and now you got, especially if it was a hater back in the day, now their girl is your fan.
Wow. They said let the haters see, watch them know it's still viral.
You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine that. Imagine you saying this guy was never going to be anything, and next thing you know, your family or your wife or his girlfriend is one of his biggest fans.
Well, you are the biggest in the acting business in your world. Oh yeah, so every time you expand, they get bigger.
It's gonna get big.
They get bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is I still tell people, man, I'm still warming up, man. Oh yeah. I haven't gotten into the classes where they're training me to be a sniper in this game.
Yeah.
I haven't even gotten to that class yet.
Yeah.
I'm going to that class next.
It's understandable.
Where they're about to train me to be a sniper in this game.
Right.
So you're gonna see me up there with the Viola Davises. You're gonna see me up there with Denzel. Hold on. I know you want to retire, but I at least gotta get a cameo.
Right.
Girl, hold on. Let me get something.
Right. You're gonna get it. You're gonna get it.
It's coming, man. I feel it. I feel it every day. Every day when I get an audition, man, that's what drives me. And that's what gives me one of my booking factors is I feel every single project that I touch, man, is going to catapult me into a higher level. And it's just gonna keep going.
We were excited to have you. Yeah, and me and you have spoke for a while about certain things that you plan on doing. Anytime I see it, we speak about, man, we're gonna do this. What you doing? Oh yeah, Pete, what you doing? Big OG, what's going on there? That's what we do all the time. So for him to be a guest on here and for us to just be starting our media company at 74 East Show, to have him right now, early on in the game, man, it's huge. It's huge. I mean, not only is it huge for my platform, it's huge in my heart.
Yeah.
Because he comes from the same, I speak about soil. And yeah, I heard you say,
We from the same soul.
we said before,
We said before.
where East has plenty of branches in his soul.
Yeah.
It has a soul to where, like we right now we at the beach. It branches off here. You know what I'm saying? It goes to I-95. It goes to New York. You know what I'm saying? It goes 85 to Atlanta because all 74 East, those people from that area are everywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or we have relatives from them places. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't just about 74 East, which we're representing the show, but we're representing our area and it go worldwide. You know what I'm saying? So to have him here, and he's a worldwide person. He's here on the big screen. You know what I'm saying?
It's not just a geographical little paper. Just hey man.
Oh, there you go. So with that being said, man, once again, I'm elated. I'm ecstatic. Happy. You know, I had to bring you somewhere. You know, we said we're going to be in bars. We're going to be by rivers. We're going to be at sheds. We're going to be at restaurants. You know what I'm saying? Today we happen to bring this man. We in a nice house for him.
Yes,
You
sir.
know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it was no better fitting for the guest that we have right here. And I can't forget my big cousin, my co-host now. You know, hey man. Peace.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. I'll give a shout out. My cousin Keith in the house too.
I read him. My cousin Keith Gore, he in the house, man. You know what I'm saying? He's here. He's not on camera, but he's here with us. And man, what a show we having tonight, man. But sir, Josh, we want to thank you, man, for, being here with us. You know what I'm saying? And it might be premature. I'm thanking you right now because I don't even know if the show over, but I just love you, bro.
Somebody do.
My thing to you, Josh, like being on the out, me and Pete talk about it all the time.
Everybody don't know what the island is, but we'll talk about the island.
When you're studying for a role, not just studying for a role, when you're mastering your craftsmanship, when you're sharpening your tools, when you're going to see your bag and then actually enveloping yourself in whatever character it is that's placed before you, that's a point in time of isolation.
Sorry.
That's when you have to separate yourself from everything that you consider to be normalcy. No one understands that. We went through it.
Yeah.
All of us at this table right now, it's a blessing to be here with y'all.
Yeah.
All of us have gone through it to whereas everything we considered to be normality had to come to a cease for us to focus on the discipline there was a hand. Sorry. And it was at hand because there was a passion.
Right.
And the more passionate you are, the more isolated you become. And people don't really understand how deep that is, because in that isolation, it's not that you just don't want to fool with folk.
Yeah.
It's that you got to do what you got to do
Straight like
to be on your mission, right? And to be on your mission, you got to say, this is what it is. And people look at you all kind of crazy, especially when it comes to the arts.
Yeah.
Because they don't consider that real money.
Exactly.
That's not obtainable to them.
Right.
How do you maintain your sanity? Because it's different for all of us.
Yeah.
How do you maintain your sanity when you're going into that space to make things better, not only for yourself, because if it's true passion, it's not for you.
Sure.
It's for all of them.
Yeah.
How do you maintain your sanity through that period to whereas they're the most important thing to you, but they're the dagging your side?
First and foremost, if you don't have God is somewhere in the midst of all of that, in the middle of that, man, you're gonna lose yourself.
Oh, yes.
Let's start there. Right. If you don't have God in the middle of everything that you're doing, you're gonna lose yourself, because you have to have something to center yourself around.
Right.
What are you centering yourself around if you don't have God in the middle of what you're trying to do, especially if He's one that gave you a gift? That's just being realistic. I know where the gift comes from. It's not from me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was given to me. So what I do is I pray. I pray before everything. I pray before I travel. I pray before I get on set. I pray after I come off set. I pray like crazy, man. And it's not something that I broadcast simply because it's only for me and God. It's not for everybody else.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And I feel like that's another reason why I do succeed so much in this industry, is because my success is not dependent on man.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't beg another man for my success. You know, I already know where I'm going. I know me personally.
Right.
So that's another way I'm able to stay sane, is because I know myself. If you don't know who you are, you're going to be caught up on trying to please those people. You're going to be caught up on trying to please those people when you're trying to go into you're trying to focus inward on your craft. If you're doing it for applause, or you're doing it for applause from the people around you, you're going to lose yourself.
Right. Come on, man.
You gotta, yeah. I mean, you gotta know who you are as a person before you try to do anything that's outside of you.
Right.
Because if you don't know who you are, and I may sound like I'm being redundant, but
Yes, it's really, no, that's the truth. That's the truth. I often say that just because you delayed doesn't mean you're denied. You understand what I'm saying? So therefore, you got to keep God in the mix of whatever you do. People so flaky. People can be one way, yes, one day, and then the next day. You know what I'm saying? So, and then, you might think you have a role, a person might tell you have a role or a job or whatever, so forth and so on, and then it comes that you don't have it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So you have to, and that's happened higher. That's happened on many times. I know it happened. So all you're saying, you may think something is coming and it don't come. Or you have a check coming and then the check getting delayed. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it a little bit further. Those people, they love when you're chasing the dream.
Right. Oh, hate it when you make it.
Man, stop, man.
They love when you're chasing the dream,
Because to them, you're never gonna make it.
Wow.
They hate it when you make it.
right?
Not everybody.
Not everybody, but the masses.
See, unfortunately, and fortunately for you in the industry that you're in, when you making it, it's so hard to mess that you make it.
Right.
So people can see you. Yeah, people see you made it. In some other industries, like businesses that we've been in, we always you never let them know where offices we struggle. We struggle.
Right.
The sneakers dirty, the shirt dirty, the hat dirty. I'm always struggling, you know. But with you gonna get it because you can't hide it because they see you out front. But the thing about it, you said about keeping God in the center.
That's now I'm covered, man.
When you keep God in the center, brother,
I'm covered. Keep rolling. So all that is ricocheted on.
you don't even know it's different.
It don't make.
And another thing too, a lot of times your faith, sometimes God allow, He don't bring it,
Yeah.
but He allow it just to test your faith.
There you go.
You thinking I had a big job coming, and now I missed it.
Yeah.
Why me?
Right.
You know, look at Job. Job lost everything.
Yeah.
And Job said, Lord, why me?
Yeah.
And God, I'm paraphrasing, he said, why not you? I made you for this.
Yeah.
So a lot of times, whatever whenever it come along your way and it look like you miss it,
Yeah.
that just be your test. So you can,
I am.
so you will do your center.
Yeah.
You know, keep God center.
Oh yeah.
As long as you do, he said, okay, look, since you did that, look what I got for you.
Yeah, man. Straight like that.
It always get like,
Oh, for Gore's happened. This has happened recently.
you quiet about that, you gonna get it better.
Yeah.
So if you take it away from it, you keep striving to keep the faith, trust me, you won't get it back better.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever lost faith? Has there ever been one moment that you wanted to just say, F it?
Oh yeah. I'll be lying if I say I didn't, man. It's probably numerous moments, but there's one moment I that just stood out more than anything. Man, when I first started this game professionally,
Right.
I was doing small gigs. I mean, when I say small gigs, man, I was probably driving to Charlotte. I was driving to Virginia for like pennies, man.
Correct.
Pennies compared to what I'm making now.
Right.
And I remember being so broke. Man, I'm talking about maxed out cards.
Right.
I'm driving to a gig. Tears just started falling down my face, man. I felt depleted. I felt defeated.
Yeah.
Like, why am I doing this? And I literally just started choking up in the car. I don't even know where it came from. Like, I'm thinking about everything that the money's being tested, brother. Man, talking about a test of fate. I could have easily turned that car around, man, and went back home. I wiped my tears. I drove straight to set. I did my thing and I went right back home.
Because it was the intrinsic value. It really wasn't the cash. It's the intrinsic value, knowing where that was going to get you. This may be my door open. Me holding on to my faith.
Yeah.
May be my door open.
Knowing that this is part of the journey, man. Like, if I start feeling this way over everything that I'm doing now, it's really going to ruin my outlook on the whole thing.
Right.
So just having that moment was one of the most powerful moments in my journey, honestly.
Can you imagine how many tears Denzel done had in the house? Or how many small gigs he done drove to?
Countless.
How many? You feel?
And not only just that, and I didn't even know Denzel, I think he was just talking about in the interview how he actually even dealt with drugs, a drug problem.
Right.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Just everything that he had to overcome, and I'm pretty sure he hasn't spoken about. He only probably spoke of a third of it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And he came along in an era where the problems were multiplied. Yeah, where being black did matter.
Oh man.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, we didn't have that
Dude.
then.
Yeah.
So for the millennials, you just crossed that threshold, right? Thank you. So for the millennials, right? Like, so it's different. They didn't have it quite as hard as we had it. They didn't have it as quite as hard as you had it, being that you just crossed over. When there's nobody else around you who looks like you, what's the one thing that you can tell them to do that help propel them into whatever that next step is?
Stay strong, man. Be strong. Center yourself. Center yourself. Me being the only person that having nobody else around me that looked like me or did what I did, that gave me an edge. Yeah. In all honesty, it gave me an edge because I was like, and I think that's what drove me to be as competitive in this game as I am, because I don't have anybody around me like that. And it's like, okay, I'm a big fish in a small pond, but what happens when they push me out to LA? What happens when they push me out to New York? What happens when they push me out? I mean, I'm in Atlanta fairly so, but what happens when they push me in these bigger areas? I have to be ready for that. Yeah. I have to be grounded enough for that. So speaking to anybody else who's coming out here and they don't have anybody else around them like me, right? You got to center yourself, man, and you gotta stay prepared. You gotta do what you need to do. If that means studying, if that means taking classes, if that means seeking out somebody who's above where you want to be. You can never be afraid of somebody who's doing better than you. Right. You can learn from them. Of course. So you have to reach out to somebody that's doing way better than you are. What steps did you take? How can I avoid these pitfalls? Now everybody has to go through their own journey. So telling any of the millennials and anybody else out there who, if you don't have anybody like me around you, stay focused, man. Yeah. Stay focused. Understand why you're doing what you are trying to do. Understand it. See your vision, man. You have to, what you visualize, you become. Right. You have to see it. Because if you just saying you're going to do it or saying where you're going to go, and you don't see it, there's a disconnection there. Wow. You have to see that, man. I see myself.
Know you can achieve.
And know you can achieve it. Yeah, right. I saw myself on red carpets and at movie premieres back when I was a little kid, man. Right. I visualized this stuff.
You said a big thing that holds truth when you said teach someone that know.
Yep.
You have to put your pride aside. You have to be willing to ask somebody. I got a cousin here. I got a cousin here. I got a big brother. He my big brother. He my big little cousin. What? But I'm not about if I got something I need to know, and if some things he know more than me, some things I know more than him, some things he know more than me, some things I know more than him.
Right.
I'm not ashamed to ask my little brother just as well as I ask my big brother.
Right.
A certain thing. It don't matter. You have to put your pride aside, like I say. And the part you asked him about, you said something about even if they carry you to LA.
Yeah.
If you're in LA, first thing you do in Los Angeles County, buy you a 1987 juice. Shameless plug. That's my juice I'm doing. My daughter's juice company. Oh, there's son of Jesus. All right. But you're right, bro. You have to put your pride to the side, and you have to be willing to ask the sometimes it's not the question is not the hardest thing, but the ask.
Yeah.
The pride putting on side to let the person know that they know more than you in that particular area.
Fact.
And to ask for the hand up if it's only by just giving me some advice.
That's right.
Let me say this, right? When it comes to young people, which I say young because you're younger than us, all of us at this table. Yeah. What you sometimes when we leave stuff, we say, is it in good hands? I think me personally, the arts, acting, raising kids, anything of that nature, coming from where he come from, his family, the jewels that he dropped on us today, things that we didn't know were very intriguing. I think that it's safe to say with Joshua Shipman that these arts, the acting, the things that he's reaching for, I think it's left in good hands. Right. I think that it's left in good hands because we have somebody that's compassionate, somebody that's striving continuously. Even you probably reached more acting than a lot of actors in Hollywood probably. You know what I'm saying? And some of the guys in Hollywood, you probably had more or been on more sets, been on more TV, commercial or whatever, and more bigger roles. Because you have a lot of people in Hollywood, they're just there. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They just there. And then some are a lot thinner. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He said a lot of things that was compelling today. He said, God, you know what I'm saying? Cool. He said that he worked hard. He come from a good family, a small area. So I think it's safe to say that the acting, that field right there, if you want to go to acting, you got somebody to follow it just in your hands. So definitely, I think that, and I think that the rest of the guys here think that, and hope the audience feel the same way. Correct. Yeah.
So like and subscribe to.
Just follow me on every platform almost. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. I don't really do Snapchat like that, but you can definitely find me on Instagram, Facebook, and on those platforms, I have my Linktree page.
Right.
My Linktree link has almost everything that I've done, everything that's, if you don't believe my words, of course, you can IMDb me, you can Google me, you can look me up any type of way. And that's not a flex, but I'm just saying that's just backing up what he just said. If you need someone to look up to, you need somebody to reach out to me. I'm not a person that's unapproachable. The most people might think that. No, it's the complete opposite.
Oh, I tell when we at Princess, we in the field.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, we
Straight like
we go to certain places. We don't go to certain places.
Right.
We ain't ducking, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't come to any hood.
Right.
We do this for real.
But most brothers, well, I know I have to speak about us.
Yeah.
Most brothers that's doing something, that's trying.
Yeah.
Some people don't even know that all you got to do is reach out to them.
Right.
The advice is free. It's anything that you can do to help them. Anything in your field, anything that you can do to help a person. People don't even know sometimes that you're so approachable.
Right.
But don't waste my time.
You gotta be certain about what you ask. Yeah.
So is it safe to say that when the class president movie come out, it's gonna be a leading role around the state?
We been spoke about that, but that's my little home. We speak about these guys here, no doubt. So, man, back to I'm piggybacking on what Because said and what Josh said. Y'all can't approach us, but approach us in a good manner.
Exactly.
We are in the trenches.
Yeah.
We are hands on.
That's all.
So with that being said, hey, the plug is 74 East Show.
That's right.
74 East Show.
Like, share, subscribe.
Love you.
We get money.
That's right. And we're gonna keep going. Follow us. Follow me, Joshua T. Shipman, Instagram, Facebook. Shoot me a message if you need to. If you want to know how to do certain things in this industry, if you just want to know how to start out, reach out to me.
That's love.
He got first.
Always.
Yes, sir. 74 East, guys. We'll see you next week.
We out now.